Hey nerds, what's up? Happy January 1st. Got some greens. It's the 1st of January when I'm filming this, so I wanted to talk about some books that I want to read this month. Let's get into it. Firstly, my current read, I guess I didn't technically put that book. Yeah, it's going to go in my January wrap-up, but I did just finish a book, so I'm also currently reading Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. I really wanted to finish this in December, but I still have a solid almost half, just under half of this book left. It's taking me longer than expected. This book is the second in the City of Brass series, so if you don't know what that series is about, the first book is about a girl named Nari who is living in 18th century Cairo. She's a healer. She definitely knows that she has healing, she can do more than the average person, but she doesn't really believe in magic or anything. And so these people ask her to do basically an exorcism, and she agrees to do it for the coin, but she doesn't really believe that she's doing anything. And then she accidentally exorcises the demon-like thing out of the body, which is called an ifrit. And she also summons a jinn or a deva to her help. And so then, because she has summoned this, the jinn or the deva decides to stay with her and take her to the City of Brass because clearly she is also at least part jinn. So this book is partially the adventure story to get to Daevabad, or the City of Brass, but also we follow Ali, who is one of the princes of Daevabad. He is not the first in line for the throne, so it's not about him learning to be a king, but he is very aware of all of the politics going on and all of the lower class citizen issues that are happening, and he just really wants to help the Shafit or Shafit, which are what we call the half Deva, half human people, and he wants to make them more equal, but that's not necessarily what his family wants. So we're following all of this political intrigue, and then we're following Nari to get there, and then eventually they do all get there, and that's fun too. So this book follows what happens next. Obviously I won't get into it because spoilers everywhere, but this book has a lot more characters spread out all over the place, so we get more perspectives, I'm pretty sure, than in the first one, which I do really like a multiple perspective fantasy novel when you can write those different voices really well, and she does so well making those voices very clear. And I'm very excited. This book is a little bit slower paced. We're getting a lot, again, of political stuff. We're playing chess in this book. It's slow going, and we're not getting any huge fights, at least yet. But storms are brewing, and I'm loving it, but also it is very slow. So it's I could pick up a different book and finish it really fast, and then I do pick this up, and I'm oh my god, I can't stop, but I need to stop because I need to sleep. I'm loving it. So moving on to the other plans I have for this month. First of all, I got an iPad for Christmas from Matt. Thank you, Matt. It's gorgeous. It's rose gold. I am obsessed. Here's a wedding picture for you. How cute. I love that picture. It's not even of our faces. In case I haven't shut up about this enough and you want to hear more about it, I have a new book club that I'm hoping we will all take part in. So this month we are reading The Invisible Life of Addie Larue. The goal of this book club is to read all of the 2020 Goodreads Choice winners. This will be a Zoom book club. Yes, officially decided. It's going to be a Zoom book club. Anyone that wants to participate, you can join me and whoever else is coming to hang out and talk about The Invisible Life of Addie Larue on Zoom. So the codes and everything, the entrances, the rooms will be linked in the description box, and you can save that or save this video or whatever, save it somewhere and join us. The first live show will be on Saturday, January 23rd, and it's going to be at 2 p.m. on Saturday. So the reason that I chose 2 p.m. is I'm trying to get it as much as possible that almost every time zone can participate. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time makes it 5 p.m. on the East Coast, 10 p.m. on the England coast, England coast, in England, in UK time, and I think it makes it like kind of early. It's like 7 a.m. in Australia, but at least it's not like 3 a.m. or something ridiculous. So I know it's early in Australia, but I hope that as many people who want to come are able to. So January 23rd, 2 p.m., meeting code will be down in the description box, and you can participate with video, without video, however you feel most comfortable. I do think I will be recording the Zoom book club, and I'll be posting it onto my channel later, so that if you're wanting to watch it back because you can't make it or for whatever reason, it will be there and you can comment and everything on like the normal video. But if you want to participate live, you will be able to do so in that Zoom meeting. So yes, we're reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. What's the book about? So Addie LaRue is from V. Schwab. This book follows a girl named Addie LaRue who deals with the devil so that she can live forever. But everyone who ever meets her will forget her after she leaves their presence. And so, other than that, I don't really know a whole lot about it. It won the, I don't remember which one it won, but it won this for Goodreads. So, yes, going to read this. January 23rd. I'm so excited. I hope you guys will come. I also plan on reading A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This will be a reread for me. I'm reading this with my friends Sierra and Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads. And also there's that read-along by these lovely people that I can't remember the name of their read-along. They're doing a read-along for this series, so I probably will join them if it works out for a time frame that I can join. I'm so excited for this one. This is my favorite book in the series the last time that I read it, so I'm real excited. The first book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, follows a girl named Feyre who is a human, and she lives near the wall that breaks off the Fey world from the human world. She kills a Fey accidentally. For penance, the Lord of the Spring Court comes and makes her choose between dying now or living the rest of her life in Fey. And in this world, the humans hate Fey, so that's a big deal. She chooses life, even though it sucks. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and so there are things that happen, and in this book, different things happen, and I am so excited. This book is also loosely a Persephone and Hades retelling. I'm so excited to be reading this. I also plan on reading House of Leaves. So, this book I decided to pick up because Julie from Pages of Pens is doing a read-along in January. The live show is on the 31st, I think. This book has been on my TBR for a very long time. I'm kind of like nervous about it. I'm nervous because of the hype, partially, and also like what if the hype is right. So like if the hype is wrong, but also if the hype is right. Both freak me out. Because basically all of the hype says that this is supposed to be the scariest book like ever made. And if that's the case, I don't do horror or scary very well, so I'm terrified. And if the hype is wrong and it's just a letdown, well then that would suck too. So which one is it gonna be? I don't know, but I'm going to read it. We'll see what happens. I don't know anything about what it is. I don't have a plot for you. All I know is that it's supposed to be really scary. I don't know. Last book that I have for you is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout. Okay, so this is a romance fantasy novel. Jennifer L. Armentrout and I do not get along. She wrote the Lux series, and I hated that book. Peak me in like baby 2014 or something, hating on this book. Hey nerds, what's up? So why wouldn't the main character end up with the hot alien dude? Very, very disappointing. I hated that book. So, reading this, I don't know. It is also one of the 2020 Goodreads winners, so I have to read this book at some point this year anyways. It just so happens that me and Chelsea and Sierra, who are doing like regular readings together along with A Court of Mist and Fury, decided that we should also read this book. My friend Selena is also reading this book, which is really exciting, so like I just want to take part. But I'm very nervous. I don't really know what this book is about either, actually. I just know that it's a romance fantasy and people are living for it on book places on the internet. So that's all I got for you. In case you didn't watch my last video, I talked about how I wanted to do a readathon sometime this year, but haven't decided on dates yet, and I want to call it Touching My Shelf. Well, I decided to like brand that name as something that I'm going to do for other things. So one thing that I want to do is with my TBR jar, these have 24 challenges. It's the same thing that I set up like earlier last year. If you've been following my channel for that long, then you'll know that there are challenges in here, and it's not like a specific book, but I can pick a book. But I want to touch my shelf when I pick a thing. So I'm not going to be able to like, oh, this a book that I could get from the library or anything like that. No, it has to be on my shelf. So let's open one up and pick a challenge. Woman in the title. I don't have it. A Woman Is No Man. I want to read that. Woman. Oh, I know which one I want to read. Let's get some nonfiction on my TBR because I have The Book of Awesome Women, Boundary Breakers, Freedom Fighters, Sheroes, and Female Firsts by Becca Anderson. This is a nonfiction book that my mom bought me for Christmas last year, and I still haven't read it. So even though it says the word woman, women, it's the plural of woman, we're going with it. And it's bright yellow. So I'll be reading this. Yeah, it's all about a bunch of different women that did a bunch of stuff. So it's not really like a book. It has like the name of the woman, for example. Evelyn Ashford, The Power of Persistence. It has a quote, and then it has like a short synopsis, like a page-long synopsis of who that woman was, and it just goes on. I'm excited. Last but not least, if you've been following my channel for any point of time, I like to do this thing called my Goodreads TBR challenge. So I'm going to open up all of my Goodreads TBR, the want to read, everything's on there. I'm going to pick 3 numbers from a random generator out of the number of books that are on my Goodreads TBR, because the want to read shelf is just like a hodgepodge of everything from the last like 7 years that I haven't yet read. So I'm going to pick 3 numbers, and then you guys will vote. There used to be a poll option on YouTube that I could use. It doesn't exist anymore. So please go to my Twitter, and I will have a poll up when this video goes up for you guys to vote out of the 3 books. Okay, please, please. If you really don't want to go to Twitter, then you can, of course, put whichever book down in the comments below. Goodreads, and I'm going to generate a number out of 559 because that's how many books are on my want to read list. We picked number 465. The book that was chosen was You Love Me by Carolyn Kepnes. This is the 3rd book in the You series, but I haven't yet read Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes, so this is actually going to be the choice. Hidden Bodies is the sequel. So Joe Goldberg from You. In the first book, we follow Joe, who is stalking this woman, and the whole book is in second perspective, meaning it says like you did this and you did that, and it's Joe talking about you, and it is creepy. And I listened to it on audiobook, which made it even creepier. So for a long time I've been wanting to read this, hence why I own it, but I also have heard mixed reviews on if this is any good. So this is a choice. $4.96. Ooh, this is a good choice. So this is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This is a Goodreads Choice 2020 winner, so I will have to read this at some point this year anyways, so I won't be too butthurt if you guys don't pick this one for this month, just because that's a lot of Goodreads 2020 Choice winners in January. But this is about the Vigness twin sisters who are identical, but after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16, it's not just the shape of their daily lives that's different as adults, it's everything. Their families, their communities, and their racial identities. I believe from what I've heard that this book follows a set of twins, and one is more white passing and one is more dark skinned, and the one who is white passing like leaves the area, leaves the community, goes and marries a white dude, and then pretends to be white. And no one in her new immediate group knows that she's black at all. And then I think that she ends up having to come back to the community for some reason, and things go awry, whereas the other twin sister has like really, you know, included her heritage and ethnic background in her life And so I think that's what this book is about. So that's number 2. Number 3, 482. We're staying in the 400s this month. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite choice of the 3 choices. So if it were up to me, this would be the one I would be picking. But this is a beautifully foolish endeavor. This is the sequel to An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. That book is a new adult fantasy sci-fi, urban sci-fi book about this young woman who is, I want to say she's a graphic designer. She's like just living her life, and in the middle of the night she's on her way home and she sees this giant like statue pop up in the middle of New York City, which isn't that weird because New York City, I hear, is pretty weird. Lived there when I was very young, but I don't remember any of it because I was like 1 when I moved back to California. She brings over her friend to this statue and they make this video, and it goes viral overnight because what actually happened was all of these statues showed up in all of the main cities all across the world. This is the sci-fi element. But she goes viral, so it's also, on top of the like sci-fi element that does occur in the book, there's also this like really real experience that this girl goes through from going viral, and like what that means and how it changes her and how she has to like live through everyone all of a sudden recognizing her and knowing her and all this stuff. And that part felt not relatable because I've never done that, but felt just really cool, just really well done. And so that was one of my favorite books of, I believe, 2018 when it came out. And I would really love to read this sequel. Those are the 3 books that are going to be your choices for you to pick from for me. Hidden Bodies, or The Vanishing Half, or A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor. So please either comment down below if you would like to, or I will also be setting up a poll on Twitter for you to choose a book for me to read this month. And that is going to be the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give it a Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I make videos every Monday and Saturday right now. You can also follow me on everywhere else if you want to be my friend somewhere, which are all linked down below. And I'll see you guys very soon with a new one. Peace out. Bye.